Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. So I started out floating in the sky, and that was terrifying. And then I somehow came back down, and I was hiding in the shadows, and then all my people were talking with Calcifer, and while they were talking, Calcifer killed Maury all of a sudden, and then it was, oh gosh, I was terrible. And then I found this weird brick thing, and Willem was able to get in through a hole, and then he killed Calcifer for the second time, so now Calcifer is doubly dead, but I'm sure he's not all the way dead. And then we got out of there through a weird passageway into Moonreach, and then Tomas went and found his dad's shop or something, and I think he had like a really cool moment, but we were just kind of waiting for him. But then we saw these people who I don't know, but they seem to know who they are, and they seem really excited, and I'm excited to meet them. So yeah, we're in the city, meeting new friends. It's gonna be awesome.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
All right, welcome to the D20 Syndicate podcast. We are now a Backstreet Boys bad impersonation podcast, and if you couldn't tell. But yeah, we are a Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth, and around the table, we have our players.
I'm Tomas, I play Tomar.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
And that's right, each week we record this for your listening pleasure, and then we deal it out to you guys. You can get this hot pipe mass of beautiful sonorous sounds.
Enjoy our hot pipe.
Hot chlam. We got a hot chlam here. Get your hot chlam.
This is the hottest podcast on the market today.
It's a hot cast.
But don't sue us if you get burned.
I looked up recent podcast stats, and apparently there's never been more podcasts in this past year, but only 18% of them kept making episodes.
Really?
Of all podcasts.
Wow. So
we are one of those. So suck on that.
We're either good.
We made the top 18%. Woo!
Can't get rid of us.
That's
Not
better
quite the
than
presidential award,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
We're either good or we're stubborn.
best I ever won.
I think that lends itself to goodness is stubbornness, because those people that don't do it.
The only thing I ever won that was worth any shit was my 5th grade Halloween costume contest.
What were you?
I was a shitty Frankenstein.
Was that the theme? I'm shitty Frankenstein.
No, I had this fucking like plush Frankenstein mask, like from Goodwill.
Tomas, that's Frankenstein's monster, so...
Yeah, but everyone knows that Frankenstein's monster called him Frank Jr., so suck on that. But my costume wasn't what sold
Frank
it.
2.
What sold it was that I had like a little shuffle, like I had like a leg that was kind of busted, and I pretended like I had a busted leg, and everyone was all like, "Oh, he's committed."
they just thought
Method!
they were just taking pity on you because they're like, "Oh no, that kid. Oh, he's got a bit of a hobble."
Well, if that's how you win pumpkins, then
You want a pumpkin?
life hack. Yeah,
A pumpkin?
Was it golden?
That's a shitty gift.
it was Halloween.
Did you carve
You
it?
want a pumpkin? Those are like $2, Tomas.
Yeah,
You got hustled.
we didn't have. We didn't have $2. That's why I had a Goodwill mask.
But adjusted for inflation, that's $32.
Oh, man.
So, I mean,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
that was a
How big
steal
was
in
the pumpkin?
1996.
it was bigger than me.
So did you... Oh, so
Like collectively,
did you carve it?
no.
What
I think
did
we
you do
like
with
threw it
it?
away.
Ate well for months.
I'm sick of pumpkin soup.
So
If there was a pumpkin that was
bigger than an
me,
8-year-old, yeah.
I would crawl inside the pumpkin.
Oh, man.
Gross. Well,
That'd
you
be
did gross
the
stuff.
Funnest
You were all
for
about
it.
gross stuff as a child.
that was like your thing.
Tomas and the Giant Pumpkin, the lesser known James and the Giant Peach
Yeah.
kind of spin-off.
Road doll.
Yeah.
The Charlie Brown music's still playing the piano stuff, and it's just me dancing instead, and it's sad.
I imagine you dancing like a Peanuts character.
Yeah. Linus.
And then occasionally like twerking.
I imagine your hair doing kind of like a little
flop.
Oh, I gotta grow it
Yeah.
out again and then do that.
Yeah, when you do this.
Bonus content.
Growing your hair out.
Watching Tomas' hair grow.
We got a camera on it
Yeah,
24/7.
On Patreon, yeah, I just post a new picture every day of just my hair, like from the
it's like
forehead
that
up.
I can
that take a
feel
picture
my
every day
hair
thing.
grow.
With it's just your hair.
Speaking of Patreon, sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, sign up for a Patreon, you fucking
Patrons.
awesomes. Yeah.
That's a bad segue into saying we just recently made it not explicit on the Patreon.
Fuck you.
What?
So
Anyone can join. Turned out it was like a whole rigmarole. I had to like email somebody to change it.
What are the
Yeah,
what are the rules here?
What'd you sign us up for?
we can no longer
Say cunt.
take pictures of our buttholes.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry,
Wait,
Dan.
You mean
I gave up
we
taking
can't
pictures
post
of my
them, or we
butthole.
can't take them at all?
Well, you signed the
I mean, when you
form, we're
clock out-
contractually obligated to send Dan our butthole.
Oh, well, I mean, if we have to, I mean,
I mean, you know,
We can style it.
$20 is $20.
origami butthole.
Do you think he can tell our buttholes apart yet?
I don't know. In the comments, Dan, let us know if you can tell the difference between.
Now I'm curious to what everyone's buttholes look like, and if I can
I'm
tell
not.
by looking at your faces.
I bet I could recognize
Like from a
one.
lineup.
You have good, yeah.
You're the
good butthole vision.
You're the buttle whisperer.
Buttle.
Buttle.
I just have a feeling that I could.
You don't even recognize your own.
Or are we not, so are we not allowed to discuss buttholes now?
No, I think
You just
explicit is like a very specific, like if it's going to be like very, very, like you're going to have, correct me if I'm wrong, but like pornographic images.
Yeah, and I think, and there's a lot of that shit on Patreon. There'll be the not safe for work cosplayers that do like nude calendars and shit like that.
Yeah. So we're not
Yeah,
that.
we're not that. Yeah,
We're
okay.
just, we're like,
I can still
We're
say
not doing
I can
nude
still say damn
calendars?
shit fuck cunt, right?
Well, we will continue to.
Oh, fuck.
we're going to lose our patrons.
Guys, if you're supporting us and you don't like it when I say damn shit fuck cunt bitch, give me more money and maybe I'll think about stopping.
Yeah. Pay us to talk nicer.
I will
It's a
talk good
classic
to you.
hostage situation.
Yeah.
Here we go back to that again.
That old chestnut.
Whoops, we kidnapped someone.
Is Seth still our hostage?
Yes. Eternally, yes. Unfortunately.
Wait, where are your handcuffs?
What? They were like hurt my wrist, so I like got rid of them for
Rope.
just a
Get the,
second.
get the rope.
He did a Gerald's game to get out.
He's biting me. He's biting me.
Okay, let's do this. Around the campfire question.
Hype!
Yeah, get hyped. Okay.
You have to feel this.
Burr.
My hands are like this.
For some reason, sticky.
Mine are too.
Cold and sticky.
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Just like my
Were you in a pumpkin recently?
What are your hands like?
Not a pumpkin.
dry, dry and skin feeling.
Wow. Just sitting on that high horse.
Billy
Sorry.
has regular skin, guys.
I can't hear you.
Perfect hands.
I can't hear you all the way up here in Normalville.
And hates everyone else's hands.
Sorry, I don't speak vagabond.
What's that?
It's Vagabond.
Vagisil. Brought to you by Vagisil.
Yeah, we're looking for that Vagisil sponsorship.
Your Hungry Minute's going to be so pissed to hear this.
All right. Around the campfire question.
Your voice keeps getting higher.
Yeah. Everybody knows the guys with the highest voices are the coolest and the sexiest. So, anyway, here's our next question. So this around the campfire question is, if you could go back in time and change just one thing about your past, what would it be? Hirstag.
I immediately thought of that Cher song. That's Cher, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's Cher.
Do you believe in love?
Yep, that's the one.
No, it's that.
I hate that song.
If I can turn back
Yeah, no, we know.
time.
Yeah, we all knew.
We know.
Well,
I got you, babe. All right. Hirstag.
gonna have to get a little bit serious for this question.
Boo!
Sorry,
Just kidding.
you're not here.
I know.
Get out of my confessional.
What are you, my priest?
Well, I would have probably went with Glowed and helped her defend Moonreach, because there's a good chance that battle would have gone very differently if I'd joined in. I just kind of stayed behind.
Wait a sec. Glowed went to Moonreach?
Yep, you're not here.
Get out of my confessional! Let me talk to the MTV people.
Gorbel, if you could change one thing, go back in time and change just one detail of your past, what would it be?
I try to live without regrets.
Full stop.
But ooh. Yeah, it would probably be not dating Lila. That was a bad call on my part. Could have seen that one coming. So yeah, that's probably the one.
All right. Pinwin.
You always come to me when I'm not ready.
You were the third one.
I was ready at first, but then I thought about it more.
Always come to me third.
When I'm not ready. That's specifically when I'm not ready.
You know this. I gave you my Zodiac calendar.
Well, it's a really hard question. And there's like... So... Okay, so... I mean, surface level, first thing that came to mind...
One thing, Pinwin.
Can it be a tie of a
Sure,
thing?
as long as it's quick.
Okay. All right, so... Yeah, remember when we went on that one adventure and then we forgot Durant and then everyone like almost died from there and then we went in another plane and then I didn't know if he was alive. So, yeah, that never separating from Durant and then doing it again because we did it again because I really love Durant and I miss him a lot and we've been together through a lot and yeah. I don't know. I want us to be together again. But, so that's one thing.
Oh my God.
But it was tied with, it's a kind of thing, because it's not necessarily a regret. But when my dad passed away, it got really, I don't know, I felt guilty for not being there right away. And for not being there when my dad was in his last few days. That was hard. But at the same time, I know he would have wanted me to do what I love, an adventure, and so...
So would you have changed it?
I don't think so. But I don't know. I can't decide. It's right in between, you know?
I think I know.
So the shooting the innocent girl thing, is that just a not regret?
Casualties of love and war.
Holy shit. That is ice cold, Pinwin.
We were shopping.
She was healed. It
We were
got
shopping.
fine.
It got fine. Eventually.
It was fine eventually. Accidents happen.
Victimless crime.
Willem, one thing you would change about your past. One thing.
I only got the one.
Pinwin, you lost your opportunity.
No, what if that girl like comes back for me with like a deadly vengeance, like makes it her life mission to kill me?
I'm so sorry, but I have to say this or I'll forget it. When I was first playing Skyrim, I was like going and I like saved and I came back to it, and when I came back from my save, a group of bounty hunters was coming after me. Eventually I killed them in a cool like Mel Gibson Patriot scenario. But when I found the note of the person who had put the hit out on me, it was the little girl from Whiterun that was just like hanging around. I don't know what happened, but a little girl put a hit out on me. So
Dang.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that could happen.
yes,
So she is after me.
it's possible.
No, Pinwin.
Sorry.
I was just left very badly disfigured.
Laughed the girl. All right, Willem, one thing.
I would have never separated from the group in Ravenmoor. Full stop.
Wow, that was fast. You're efficient.
How dare you call him efficient?
I'm a verdant.
He's a fish man, not a fishin'.
He's a fish uncle. Tomar. One regret.
Getting swept in the adventure and the fun at first of going to find work rag. Maria had got me all hyped on the idea of finding our home, and I listened to her, and then I led her to the Beldrock, and here we are.
I just realized whenever Beldrock is mentioned, I've just been thinking bedrock, like Flintstones.
We're
I've
going
been
back.
thinking Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for campfire questions. Should we roll on into this bad boy? All right, so Tomar had just emerged from his father's shop into the road, and that's when you guys were approached by a group of individuals, mostly young adults of different races, and you guys recognize them, those of you from Moonreach, as some of the children that helped you defend the city, the village, all those years ago. But the odd man out was the haggard and worn-out looking form of Fennec, the stable hand, and sometimes Saddlemaker, who the last you guys knew when you were leaving Moonreach as children, when you saw it for the very last time, he was lying dead on the ground. Now he's riddled with what looks to be arrow and sword wounds, and doesn't seem to be dead. So, here we are.
Fennec, is that you?
I have been told that my name is Fennec, but I don't remember. I've been over this many times with these here. I suppose this is a very interesting encounter for you.
I mean, we've already seen something similar to this, so it's not exactly like...
we won't waste your
You
time.
were dead.
Yeah, last time we saw you were lousy with arrows, so, I mean...
Well, that'll
Welcome back.
We've been on quite the journey already, so...
Yeah, welcome back.
that'll make this much easier then.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Would you
I
like
guess
to know
I don't
more?
get any backstory
Go
here.
for it. Get some. Do it, Gorbel.
Get some.
Threaten the children. Threaten the children.
Who brought you back to life? What's the dealio? Were you really dead? Were you just healed?
Well,
Other questions?
well, first and foremost, it's very nice to see all of you again.
Oh,
How
yes.
do you know? Is it?
And it's good to see you alive and well.
You said you don't remember anything.
I don't remember much, but I do remember you all. Embedded in my memories somewhere as children.
You remember me?
I don't remember you.
Okay, just take it as. Yeah.
Some of you are unfamiliar,
That checks out.
but those
He's
of
not
you,
lying, guys.
there are a few of you that I do remember, but I don't know your names. But it's funny that you should ask because I don't remember who raised me. Who raised me from the dead. I remember being lost in a cloud of nothingness, and then a bright green light, and then being brought back.
You're sure the light was green? It wasn't red?
It was not red. It was green.
I sheathed my dagger.
Could have been a druid.
May have been.
We've seen a druid, and I side-eye Hirstag, bring someone back to life, but they came out a different species.
Well, I don't know if I'm a different species. I feel like I might be the same. You seem to recognize me. And these wounds, they just won't heal. And he holds his arms out and stuff like that. And he's got a bunch of, like, as I mentioned, like, lots of wounds in his skin. They don't bleed out. In fact, I don't bleed at all. But they don't heal no matter how many potions or healings I have had.
I unsheathed my
How
dagger.
how can you describe these wounds?
Oh, so yeah.
Like what they look like?
They look like open cuts. They look as if somebody what you might see. So these wounds, that they appear as though like you would imagine if somebody had freshly been stabbed or shot, except there's no blood coming out of them. They are very much open and unhealed, but there is no blood coming out. In fact, you look at him and he looks a little bit
like a Zambo?
Sort of, but you've never seen an undead really, or a zombie
Can I
act like this.
Is there anything I can do to see if he is actually alive or if he's undead?
You could do an Arcana check if you would like.
I'd like.
Can we see if he's a baddie? 'Cause
Yeah, roll for baddie radar.
You can do an Insight check if you'd like.
yeah.
8.
8.
She
It's
said
hard to
with
tell.
confidence.
It's hard to tell what's going on here. Doesn't sound like anything that you're aware of magically.
Can Hirstag roll a medicine check?
Sure. And what'd you get, Pinwin, for your Insight check?
Basically, seems like a good guy. Okay. It was not a good
Seems
roll.
like a nice guy.
He seemed exactly at face value.
19.
19 for a medicine check. Yeah, you don't see any blood clots, no blood collected. Those are open wounds that just haven't healed, and it doesn't look like there's any blood going to them.
They look fresh.
They look fresh.
They don't look rotted.
They don't look rotted, no. They just look as though it's a very bizarre thing. You've never seen anything quite like this. It's almost as if his body was made that way.
What's going on with the city here? There's soldiers outside. We dealt with a whole squadron of them in the Midland Wilds.
Well, I'll be honest, we were getting ready to combat them. We were actually rallying our troops here to take them on, and then this magical barrier appeared.
You didn't create the bubble?
No, we didn't do this. We don't know who did it. We're not sure if we're supposed to stay in or if it's supposed to keep people out.
How long have you been in here?
A few days.
So you weren't staying in Moonreach?
We were staying in Moonreach, yes. The magical barrier.
Why were you staying in Moonreach? It got destroyed.
We've been rebuilding it.
And you can see that now that he mentions that, off in the distance, this part seemed largely untouched as it was during the battle, but further out towards the edge of the village, a lot of the buildings have been reconstructed, and not very recently either. It looks as though people have been living here for a little while.
How come we haven't heard about Moonreach being resettled?
We've been keeping a little bit more to ourselves and trying to stay out of the focus of the council and the others ever since what they did here all those years ago. We've any soldiers up until recently that we've encountered, we've killed.
Who's leading you?
Really, it's Cork here, and you guys you guys remember Cork, basically the leader of the little kids back in the day, who was the most like ardent and dominant, I guess, of those children, and very, very pro protecting the village. He's now grown some, the little half-elf boy that you remember with his dark hair and his oversized ears. His ears are still oversized, but now on the cusp of manhood, he seems like he's grown into himself a little bit more. He's got a very confident look about him, and almost a hardened look to his face and his features. But so do the other children. And Smoochie, they all seem to be staring at you specifically anytime you move in one direction or another, and their eyes soften when they see you, as if they're like waiting to interact with you.
Smoochie's just kind of smiling back at him, looking him all over, just happy to see him.
Very nice. Cork kind of he steps forward and kind of speaks up. He's still keeping his distance because of kind of it seems like a tense situation still on the outside. And he looks over at you guys, and he seems to direct a lot of his statements to Smoochie, who, pretty much trained him when he was a child. And he kind of waves his hand around. Well, here's how everything's kind of happening.
we've been noticing lately that there's been some night ambushes around the town. They've been trying to sneak in. Luckily, we've been keeping good order and guard around here, but it's increased in ferocity. In the last year or two, we haven't seen anything, and if we did, it was just small units passing by. Nobody worth really bothering over. Of course, we'd kill them because Rothians deserve to die. But now the Veldalinian soldiers have joined them. We're not sure what's going on. We haven't traveled much outside of the town, but we're concerned, especially once this magical barrier appeared a few days ago.
Have you sent anyone to test the barrier?
Yeah, we did. We found that anything that interacts with it, we haven't put any organic matter against it, or any magical effects to it, but any physical objects we've pressed against it have been instantly charred.
Do you have like a cat or something?
I saw a goat earlier, I think last night, but I don't know how it got in, but it's definitely not here anymore. But no, we most of our livestock is actually on the outskirts, outside of this barrier. So we're thinking that maybe it's some sort of siege, because if we don't figure this out, we might eventually starve. We've got enough stores of food for probably a few weeks, but it can't last much longer than that.
Well, if you're willing to evacuate, we know a way out of the city, and we could get you to safety.
We're not going to evacuate our home.
Well, if this barrier...
If worse comes to worse, we know a way out.
If this barrier is like you say, and it chars everything, let's say whoever conjured it just sucks it in a little bit at a time. You're not going to have a home anymore to defend.
Well, then we'll die defending what little home we have left. I thought you guys would all understand that.
Stop being stupid, boy. Like, we know better than anyone
how to leave a village. Yes, I know. You guys left and we stayed behind.
Okay.
Home is what you make of it.
Home is where you make 'em. I like to see. Yeah, you know where I'm going with that. All right.
Yes, you stayed behind.
Yes, our home.
But we moved beyond and have been fighting these people this whole time. We haven't been hiding.
We've been rebuilding. We've been hiding from a much larger force.
All that work.
Do you expect us to just go fight a large force with our tiny amount of people here?
That's what we did.
It's much easier to defend.
It's very honorable what you're doing, and we appreciate that. We recognize that. We didn't leave Moonreach to abandon it. We are trying to get to the bottom of the greater issue.
Otherwise, people are just going to keep coming, and they're going to keep destroying what you rebuild.
Well, it's interesting that you guys are here, considering everything I've heard about the wolves. That's what you guys call yourselves, right? The wolves? Everything I've heard about you guys since you left has been bad. You guys have been razing towns to the ground.
The smear campaign.
Smear campaign?
Propaganda.
Be cool about fire safety, man.
The council is out to get us, and they're out to destroy our name.
We don't need to prove ourselves to you. We're here to help if you want it.
Yeah, you're coming on kind of aggressive.
Well, I'm sorry.
If we can get in here,
That doesn't
anyone
sound
can get
like
in
a
here.
genuine sorry. That sounds like I'm sorry.
You were just talking about how you're concerned that you're starving. If things are that bad, you need to consider evacuating the city.
We won't evacuate.
All right. Can we
So
see
you
the
would
mayor's
rather
house
starve.
from here?
You're not defending anything if you starve to death here.
That's fine. Then we'll die defending the town.
That isn't
Sounds good.
defending it.
Let them be. We're not here to change people's hearts or minds right now.
You can see the mayor's house. It's looks like it's been kind of made into a barracks of sorts.
Okay.
There's a barricade put up in front of it with some razor wire put up kind of around the perimeter of it. It seems to be a hub of some kind.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand on the shoulder of Cork.
He kind of recoils.
Boy, you've done a good job here.
Why are you all calling me boy?
Who's in charge here?
I'm in charge here.
You're running the show.
I'm running the show.
Sounds good. Where's your munitions?
Munitions?
Mm-hmm. You're defending. What are you going to defend it with, boy?
We've got a cache of weapons, which, based on my general feeling about this situation, I don't think we're entirely comfortable sharing that with you. Why are you guys even here if you're just going to try to convince us to leave the town? What did you come here for?
You can stay here if you want. We came here to rescue Moonreach.
And you plan on doing that how? If you're telling us to leave the town, that's not going to rescue anything.
Here. I feel like we're really hung up on the leaving part. You can stay here if you want. I give no fucks whatsoever.
Do you have the sense that we abandoned you or something?
Yes, you guys left us. After we all defended it together, you guys left. You said you were coming back, and you guys never did until
we're
now.
Back.
There was plenty of opportunity for you guys to come back, or were you too busy destroying villages and towns?
If you heard that we were around, then you could have sought us out in the first place.
Yeah, sounds like you were keeping tabs on us.
Here's what you need to understand. It's the people that make a place. We know more about how this place was even founded. This is just a shell of what it used to be. It's just a place.
You can keep
and
being
if you
bitter.
die defending this random place, you're a fool, and you don't deserve our help. But we're here to help you because we knew you were here. That goat, that was me.
Baby.
Now, if you're interested in just dying as a blip like nothing, then you dishonor the town anyway. But if you want to actually fight and defend, then join us, and we'll destroy the soldiers. And we'll take it directly to the council.
Roll persuasion at advantage.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, those were both bad.
Wow.
What'd you get?
5 and 6.
He's still a little... He looks heated under his skin. Like, he looks like he is controlling in anger.
Quark, Tomar is right. It's not the
Whoa.
town...
Sorry, go on.
And don't tell anybody I said that.
I heard it.
It
Quark
isn't...
seems unimpressed.
I don't know where you left your humor. But it isn't the town that makes us who we are. It's the bond between all of us. And we're fighting to defend you. We're fighting to defend each other. We're not fighting to save a piece of land. As much as I would like to, that's not what's most important. And also, by the way, much bigger fish to fry, because a lot more than just Moonreach is in danger.
Give me a roll at advantage, and Tomar, you can help.
We've built our own home. That's a lot better. 16. We built our own home. With all these towns that have been destroyed, there's been refugees, and we want them to keep their culture. That's what makes a home a home. And they've been welcomed in our doors, and we're coming together as a people. And that's what we need to stop this.
What did you get?
30.
Oh, shit.
He seems mildly persuaded by what you guys are now saying. He definitely, the tension kind of leaves his shoulders. He kind of relaxes a little bit. You can tell that maybe it seems pretty evident that he's been used to having to call the shots for a lot of people and make a lot of hard decisions and protecting his people. So hearing that there's bigger fish to fry seems to kind of relax him a bit. But he doesn't say anything.
While they're all talking, I kind of make my way behind Fennec, and I just kind of try to put one of my fingers in one of the holes.
Why would you do that?
Give me sleight of hand.
Ew.
That is 28.
28. So you slowly put one of your fingers...
And then a buzzer goes off and his nose flashes red.
And before he notices, you're able to, get your finger in there. It seems dry. But then he looks down at you. What are you doing?
Nothing. You okay?
I stated. Yes, I'm all right.
Okay. I just look off in the distance, like I don't know, like nothing's happening. Yep.
Just a friendly wound poking. That's all.
I'm a doctor.
Looks like you got a hole there.
Got a bunch of holes in you. Why don't you head on home, do a bunch of cocaine about it? Whole-cane.
Negative 10 experience.
No.
Really, you could use them for storage. Just shove some stuff in there.
Just extra pockets, yeah.
Got some berries.
Man.
Coins.
Just got like a fucking 40 packs of cigarettes just hanging inside you, Fennec.
Cork, what stories have you heard about the Wolves of Moonreach?
Well, mostly that you guys are much more concerned with creating chaos and destruction
Have
than
you heard about me?
I've heard little, but I have heard that you are
That I've been
running around the country.
raising towns.
Yeah, and with a barbarian horde, if that's accurate.
Does that sound like me?
It doesn't. So you're not leading a barbarian horde?
I am.
And I drop him in out.
I am. We've been trying to defend these cities from being sieged by the Council and Rothia.
Home is what you make of it. And Smoozog made a whole barbarian clan his home. He took wild men who were sieging, and he made something better. And you can do that too. But
He interrupts you. You made wild barbarians your home?
Not my home, my people.
So what about us? Are we not your people anymore?
Of course you are.
That's up to you.
I had no idea there were other survivors.
But none of you
They-
guys came back. You guys just left us.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot, but we have too.
I don't know what we can do other than to apologize for not coming back.
I don't think there's anything
But
you
what
can do.
There was nothing to come back to.
we don't owe anyone an apology.
You have to remember that we were children just like you were.
Nobody told us what to do. We did it. You have the power and the choice to do whatever you will. If you choose to stay and die, that's a bad choice. And not only are you sacrificing yourself, but you're sacrificing your people you're so attached to.
And you'll be sacrificing the memory of Moonreach. We're all that it has left now. If we don't live on to talk about Moonreach and spread it to other people, these are just bricks. They'll be sieged and burned and destroyed. So, if you want Moonreach to live on, if you truly want to protect it, you'll carry on its memory, and you'll come with us.
Everyone roll persuasion at advantage.
being such a bitch, Cork. Cork.
Boy.
19.
19.
17.
36.
Holy fucking tap dancing shit.
Gorbel's blowing Cork at this point.
He relaxes like almost fully, and he lets out a big sigh, and he kind of drops his head a little bit, and he nods. I'm sorry. This is not the welcome that you guys deserved. You guys are back. It may have taken you a little while, but you're back, and that's what matters. And I'm sorry. It's been a long 2
Stop
years.
apologizing. You have every right to be mad about what happened. We're mad too.
Willem slaps him on the back. Hey, man. No worries. You don't got to be sorry about nothing either. You got dealt a shit hand too.
And
Let's turn it around.
we're gonna stick it up their asses.
Just know that we never abandoned you by choice.
All right. Are you guys hungry? His whole demeanor kind of changes. All of a sudden, he seems excited now.
Do you have drinks here?
Oh
we have some drinks. We have some drinks. We have some food. A little bit. We can't spare a lot, but we can spare a little if you guys are hungry. You guys, obviously, we're all hungry. We've been rationing, but
Does anyone need rest?
Are Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
We could probably all use it.
It'd probably
should
be
take some
great.
time and-
It'd be nice to have a drink
Well,
too.
it's starting to get dark.
Are we sure that goat was just you? There weren't maybe other goats out there that we could maybe nom. Okay.
I got ways to make food if you guys.
Yeah,
We're
Hirstag
hungry.
is silly with food.
Yeah, we've had his berries,
Yeah.
But
It's not what it sounds like.
berry pie.
Introduce me to
Berry
your
berries.
friends. Who are these guys?
I'm Hirstag. I'm from the Midland Wilds.
You're-
Nice to meet you.
So you're a neighbor.
Yeah.
He's
I've
always
never
been
met you before.
creeping around outside of town.
You look familiar.
Just outside the fences.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I've seen you.
I've never been to Moonreach. I've just seen it from afar. I mean, maybe you saw me looking at the town from the forest. I don't know.
What's that creepy
Longingly
I mean,
in the rain.
miles away?
I was curious. Sometimes I'd do that.
This little guy is Pinwin.
Hi, I'm Pinwin.
Hi, Pinwin.
I'm not from
I interrupted
anywhere
you. I'm sorry.
kind of by here, but yeah,
Pinwin is the bravest of us all.
Really?
yeah. Are you surprised? By
And a
it?
better shot.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at Tomar. He's smaller than I am, and he's very brave.
Did you say schmaller?
He's smaller. He's a short, small.
That's a good answer.
And then,
Okay.
and then you guys
to my Faja.
introduce the Chaos Company, and everyone gets their introductions in order. And then Cork.
Maury's hand.
Yes, thank you. I was gonna say who's gonna hold up Maury's hand and introduce Maury.
Why is
How you doing?
Why does that hobo have a severed arm in his bag?
Well,
Pay no mind.
Hirstag raises Maurice's hand and says, I have a question.
That's a Maury.
5 experience,
Thank you.
and you can have 5 for your previous comment.
Why would they be trying to siege this town again?
Well, we may have told them that
Bring it on, bitch.
that the wolves were here.
Well,
That makes sense.
Ooh, that was a bad idea.
our ears must have been burning.
Why did you do that?
Well, we thought that. Well, this is a little dishonest, but we thought that if we spread the rumor that you were here, that you would come, and it looks like it worked.
You
I am-
crafty little so-and-so.
I figured if there was any way to get to the bottom of this, and if you guys truly cared about us and Moonreach, you would show up.
Well, it worked. Good job.
We killed a small unit of soldiers. We left one alive and told them that we were acting on the orders of the wolves, and that if they wanted to do something about it, they'd know where to find them. And then shortly thereafter, they erected this barrier.
Well, you're going to have to come with us then. Because if you told them that we're here, then I was wondering if there was something here in the city that they were after.
Us, evidently.
They're after the eradication of our people. Well, your people from Moonreach.
Sounds like we got ourselves a standoff.
So we either leave or we fight.
Third option, we drink and eat and then leave and then fight.
Definitely drinking and resting up before either.
If
option.
we left, where would we go?
Straight to the belly of the beast.
There's another place.
Where?
Or that.
It's like a week or so or a couple weeks away, but we can get there quickly. And it's been a haven so far. And there's a lot of people there, allies of ours, that will see to your aid and make sure you're safe.
You want us to just leave the town unoccupied and go
For
somewhere
now.
else?
That's the safest option.
You can always come back here later once things have calmed down.
Because if we meet them head on out there, there's a good chance that some of you might not make it.
Or any of us.
There's a good chance that the world as we know it won't make it.
Lose the battle, win the war. Some guy told me that.
I like that.
He sighs again. Maybe we've been spending so much time here defending it. Maybe I lost sight of what is important, and that is the survival of the people. Do you guys have the lineage stone?
We all look at Willem.
You guys all did that very naturally.
What?
Willem's looking at the sky.
Nothing.
No, we don't.
Did you lose it?
We didn't. But it's not here anymore.
Well, we need to get that back anyway if we're gonna have a real village again.
That's true.
Sounds
That'll actually save you a lot of trouble because we learned a little bit about lineage stones. Save you some building troubles. Unless they painted that wrong. Somebody turn on a faucet or something?
Sorry, guys. I had a lot of water today.
He nods. Cork nods. Fievel, go get some.
Go west. Go west.
Go west, young man.
And fetch, I know not what.
Go get some drinks. You guys are gonna love this. We actually no Fievel, stop. And this like kind of portly guy stops. You realize as he turns, he's got one eye and it's like the other one's crusted over with what looks to be a recent wound. And he just kind of looks at Cork. Let's all go to the tavern. It's been rebuilt.
Now we're talking.
And if you guys remember, the last time you saw the tavern, you
was on fire.
You guys used it to kill a bunch of Rothian insurrectionists and infiltrators.
Oh my god, it was
by
awesome.
blowing it up.
God, it was awesome.
We were never allowed in there.
I worked there.
We weren't allowed in there.
We killed there.
And so yeah, you guys move through the town, and you can see that the barrier itself goes out. It's like a half a mile around the circumference of the town in pretty much any direction. So you've got there's a little bit of leeway in between. But as you guys move through the town, you can see that very quickly you move into the repurposed and rebuilt section. And sure enough, after just a couple of minutes of walking, in roughly the exact same spot where the tavern was before, you see that it's been rebuilt in a more a rudimentary way. It's not nearly as pretty as it used to be. And the sign above it no longer says the Swan and Kobold, but it says the tavern. And it seems very hastily painted above it. But there is a picture of a stein painted on there as well. And as you guys go in, it smells like fresh wood and alcohol. But it's very barren. There's only a few short tables and a few chairs kind of spread around. You can see that it doesn't get a lot of action in here. But as you enter, it looks like they tried to get a really good
Feng shui.
yeah, feng shui, if you will. Again, kind of like a nostalgic rebuild. So it kind of reminds you of the previous one in its dimensions and size, just emptier and newer.
What do you have to drink?
Well, we've got ale, and that's about it. We make it ourselves. I hope that's okay.
Pinwin knows how to make some good ale.
What?
I love a good homebrew.
Well, that's awesome, actually, because we've been having a little bit of issues with the whole processing of it.
I don't think we're going to have time to brew anything.
How fast can you do it, Pinwin?
I mean, I'm pretty good.
Do we?
Can you take a look and see if we're doing something wrong?
Absolutely.
Might as well take a look at the pH levels.
And so
You forgot to put yeast in it, stupid.
If I got to put alcohol in there, this is nothing but dirt. So one of the denizens of Moonreach, he introduces himself as Draba. He
Draba the Hut.
Now he is. He leads you around back of the bar and through the. He leads you around the back of the bar and through this doorway, and you can see that they have a few copper tanks set up, and it's actually a really interesting kind of setup. You haven't seen anything quite like this before, but it is kind of a mess. A lot of you can see just right away you touch some of the tankards and stuff like that, and you can see the tanks. You can tell that they're not hot enough.
I just become Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Give me a history check at advantage.
Thank God.
And then add 2 to whatever it is, because it'll be your beer history.
Okay. 19.
19. You very quickly assess what the issues are, and you start explaining to Draba exactly where there's a couple of things that, like, the temperature's off. You can see that they've stoked fires underneath some of the tanks, and they're not hot enough, or they're too hot. And you start going down the line and explaining in a very, very, detailed fashion exactly what is wrong. This is your element, Pinwin, and you know what needs to be done to be fixed. The rest of you guys are kind of outside in the tavern. You can hear a very excited Pinwin on the other side of the wall.
Is there a fire in the hearth?
No, there is a hearth, but there's no fire going.
I go on over and create bonfire in that shit.
And a fire forms in the hearth. Everybody kind of goes, ooh. Except for Fennec. He seems a little bored by everything that's happening.
What was the name of the half-elf again?
Cork?
Yep, Cork. So Hirstag's gonna walk up to Cork.
Okay.
Hey there, Cork.
It's Hirstag, right?
Yeah. Got a question for you.
Yeah, what's going on?
Sounds like the wolves that day that the town was sieged, they kind of just scattered in different directions or what have you. But you stayed and you defended.
Yeah, I did.
Did you happen to see an elven woman that day using magic?
Which day?
The day that the town was destroyed.
I didn't.
It would have been the first day if there was multiple days.
No, there was a lot of chaos going on. I remember. I remember it seemed like there were some wild animals joining the battle, but other than that, I don't remember any elven magic users or anything like that.
Did you see any satyrs?
What's a satyr?
It's like a weird-looking, goat man.
And his eyes really widen as if coming to a realization. I for the longest time thought that I imagined that. I swear to God, nobody believed me. I said that I saw some weird creature out there fighting the soldiers, but they told me I imagined it. He had cloven feet and partial furry body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was fucking killing things out there. He was really wiping the floor with them.
Do you have any idea what happened to him?
I don't. I don't. Was that a friend of yours?
You could say that. She gave me...
Okay, then I will.
You guys are friends.
That was a dramatic pause, assholes.
Just edit that part out.
You gave me a little bit of hope. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
Is there anyone else that might have seen more? Not just you?
And he kind of motions to Fennec, who's kind of sitting kind of stoically and boredly at one of the tables.
Let's go talk to that guy.
Didn't he lose his memories and stuff, though?
He said he remembers some. Maybe he saw something before he was riddled with weapon wounds.
All right, I'll head over to him.
You now that you have a closer look, Fennec, the closer you get, you realize he's much older than you thought he was originally. Even with the weird, like, disfiguration to him, his hair is straight, long, and black, and he's got a very serious expression. But you can tell that whenever you notice initially is that he's much older than you thought, even with the disfiguration that he kind of is dealing with. The black hair kind of throws you off, but he's got long, straight black hair, framing a very serious face. And you notice that as you get closer now, you can see that his eyes have a very slight greenish, glowing hue to them. But you can tell that before whatever may have transpired to bring him to this, like this, he was likely in his 60s, maybe?
Oh.
A lot older than what you would have initially surmised. But
So he dyes his hair then.
it's possible.
No.
But yes, as you approach, he kind of regards you guys kind of oldly, very very geriatrically, and
Oh, my roomy eyes.
hexagenarianly, and he kind of looks over, interested, knowing that you're probably going to speak to him, but he doesn't seem bothered by it at all.
My friend wants to know if you've seen a goat man.
A goat man.
The first
I've
day.
seen a goat man.
Oh.
What?
Go on. He's a satyr, right?
Yeah.
Yes, traveling in company with a half elf or an elf, perhaps.
An elf?
Yeah.
When?
Well, when I
They're right over there. They're in the corner of the bar.
I ate them. No,
Satyr's delicious.
it's a delicacy where I'm from. Well, when I was first brought back, they were there. Whatever manner of creature brought me back also brought them back.
Ooh.
So they're alive?
If you consider this living, then yeah, they're alive. But I suspect that I'm not quite fully alive. It seems like I was brought back for some purpose. I have some need and drive vague in the back of my mind, though I cannot quite figure it out.
Did you talk to them?
I did not.
Why you gotta be such a satyr hater, man?
I do not hate the satyr, no. But it is... They left with the one who revived me.
So you don't, like, remember what they looked like or anything?
He kept himself shrouded, not even like normal means. He had a heavy cowl that obscured his face. He was a little bit shorter than I am, and you guys, Fennec is probably just a little bit over 6 foot tall.
What color was his garb?
It was a wine color to his garb.
Do I remember anyone fitting this description at all?
That doesn't ring a bell to you, no.
Do I remember anyone fitting this description?
Not exactly, no. You've seen people in dark red robes before, potentially, but nothing.
If someone were to ask me about that,
You would be able to overhear this conversation. No, nobody in the
He got his robe
vicinity.
at Gadzooks.
It's
a very
standard.
common robe.
Yeah, no one in the vicinity of this tavern would have. It doesn't ring any bells like of recognition, really.
So you didn't get a look at their face at all?
No, I just know that there's a green energy about him. When he brought me back, there was green magic that did stuff. And as you can tell by my eyes, I've seen that they're green, and so were the satyr and the elf.
I mean, they're not that bad.
Like, did it
They'll
look
come back
like
from
this? And then I cast druid craft and create a flower in my hand. And I look at him in the eyes, and the green magic glows in them.
It seems different from that. The energy that I felt off of this was, it didn't. Your energy, your magic.
Pinwin, where are those drinks?
Fills me with.
I'm working on it.
I resonate with it. It seems calm and passive. This energy that he bared, it didn't seem
Necromantic in nature?
romantic indeed. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just know that your magic doesn't fill me with the same sense of existential dread that I got from his.
Did you talk to the guy that revived you at all? Like, thanks, man? Or
He would not let me talk. When he was here, he was in complete control of who I was and what I did.
I walk over and lean up against the table. Did you hear his voice at all?
I did, yes.
What did
Mimic it perfectly.
I don't think I can, but it was deep and it was very rough sounding.
Did it sound like he was from the area?
His accent sounded perhaps from... It doesn't sound like here, but it sounds a bit more like... Maybe somewhere in the northeast. Something of that regard.
Yeah, since we don't have a map, you want to like...
Deepminster, Rose Lake, Starhost, Three River, that whole area.
4 River, 5 River, not 6 River, 7 River.
6 rivers down south. I knew that.
Everybody knows that. Best crawfish this side the 6 River.
6 none the river.
5
Okay, yeah,
experience.
he gets that. He should get 10.
It made us all go, ooh.
Yeah, no, that was shivers, man.
So you have you seen him since that day?
No. He left with them, and I've been here. I can't leave here, as my charge is to stay here until he returns.
Your charge?
That's what he imbued with me. My orders from him.
And you feel
Compelled.
like you have to do that?
I tried to leave once to test the boundaries, and I wasn't able to.
Like physically you weren't able to?
I was physically unable to.
Was it like a wall situation or like a chain?
Once I got to a certain threshold, I wasn't able to move my limbs anymore.
Another question. Had you passed all the way when he revived you, or did he ask you if you wanted to live?
That part I don't 100% recall, but I do believe that I had passed all the way.
You don't remember anything about where you went after you died?
A bit. I remember it being very, very foggy and very cold and lonely. I felt alone there. I don't think there was anyone else.
He did explain that already.
I'm trying to find out if he went to the ethereal plane or not, or if he was in suspended consciousness or what.
It kind of sounds like it could be the ethereal plane.
Some souls, when they get trapped there, they lose all sense of themselves. It's possible that you were in the ethereal plane, but I'm not sure.
Did you get any... Did you pick up any clues on, like, where they were headed? Were they acting funny? Did they seem to be friends with this guy?
The only thing I could glean, they weren't his friends. They are definitely his servants. It seems that whatever magic brought us back from beyond this life keeps us in fealty to him. And I don't know exactly where they went, but I did hear him mention an ocean. There's only 2 that I know of, and you guys only know that there's at least in touching Vildland, there's the Southern Ocean, the
Ikbara Ocean and the North Sea.
Couldn't you just scry on one of them now that you know they're sort of alive?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Thank you, Fennec. You've been helpful.
You're welcome. All right, Pinwin, you have returned with drinks. This is you. When you were in there, you could tell that Draba was taking very studious notes, like trying to memorize and write down things that you were telling him, and you were doing it in an excited fervor. So it's possible he may have messed some stuff up, but he seemed confident. And you pulled some of the closest batch that was ready, and you added a sprig of rosemary to it that they were planning on dumping in willy-nilly, but you added a sprig to just the final amount that was coming out. So you've got like a little canteen, not a little, a medium-sized canteen of this fresh ale that they've been brewing.
Ale, yeah.
All right, 5 experience. I'll let you have it.
Okay.
So you come out with this canteen.
All right. Hey, people! Look what I've got!
You guys see Pinwin carrying this canteen.
Everyone's
I'll
in a
drink
sad
it all.
mood.
I don't care.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Willem's like, about fucking time, all this fucking chit-chat.
It's drink 30.
I finally turn away from the hearth and go to the bar.
Yeah, immediately just...
Yep, beeline.
My rampant alcoholism is acting up again.
So, Pin, when you start pouring drinks for these guys, and you can tell that they're going to be, like, decently strong, but still have a good flavor.
Cork, do you remember Seeker's Will?
I don't. Not really. Is that a drinking game?
Rast had everybody do it in town.
I think I was too young.
Yeah, but you didn't watch them? I watched them.
Explain it to me.
Gorbel explained it to him.
You sit down, you have a drink. When it's your turn, you ask somebody secret or swill, and then you ask them a question, and they have to answer.
Oh.
Or they have to drink. So you can either
that seems pretty
divulge a secret or you have to drink.
It's basically like truth or drink.
Oh, that seems pretty normal. We could. Did you want to play that?
Yeah, man. Maybe you can learn a bit more about us. We can learn a bit more about you, maybe.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Do I go first?
You can go first.
Yeah.
How do I go first? Maybe someone else should go first, and I'll watch.
Willem, you go first. We haven't played with you for years.
Well, Pinwin, secret or swill?
All right. Huh.
Yes.
Pinwin, are you in love with Gorbel?
Whoa. Whoa. What?
Pinwin.
I can do secret here.
Pinwin, I will only be shocked by one answer.
By in love with Gorbel, you mean like in awe of her awesomeness? And like
No.
just being fantastic friends, and absolutely. But if you mean like...
Sounds kind of like you're deflecting there,
Yeah.
Pinwin.
Yeah.
Pinwin's just staring daggers at Willem.
Did I?
Gorbel and I are just friends.
Is that your choice? Sorry,
right.
that'll be my next question. Sorry, go on with the game.
Gorbel, they're trying to make it weird.
That was it was pretty weird.
Willem is never going to be able to make it weird for me.
Challenge accepted.
I just raised my eyebrows at Gorbel.
Well, Pinwin, it's your turn.
Oh, I forgot how this game worked. Okay. Willem, secret or swill? And the question is, are you in love with Gorbel?
Every day of my life, and I just drink anyway.
See, that's the right answer.
I think it's back to you, Willem.
Oh.
They just keep asking each other questions over and over.
Pinwin, what's it like to be a shit? No. Hirstag,
Yeah.
what's your favorite color?
Huh. I never
Forest green.
Well, while,
that.
well, while you're thinking of that, secret or swill?
Secret. Yeah. I'll answer. There's
This one's come preloaded.
there's this really pretty flower that grows in the Midland Wilds. It's like a well, actually, I'll show you. I'll cast Druidcraft and show
So this
him the
green
flower.
magic like ignites in his hand, and then you just see the flower appear.
Kind of like a glowy purple flower.
Oh, I think I saw some of those scattered around the fire.
Pretty, right?
What'd you do with it?
Do with what?
The flower.
I made it appear.
No, in your secret. You're asking me about a flower. Okay, what'd you do with the flower?
You already asked your question. Do you know how this game works?
I don't think any of us know how this game works at this point. Willem's drinking again.
I'm not sure what just
You're-
happened there.
you're-
I feel like we're confusing Cork.
So he asked me a
We
question.
started with the absolute worst people.
Yeah.
Well, I like this color.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Couldn't you just said purple, Hirstag?
It's like
He's got a
Did you
flip.
have
like
to,
off.
Do you have to
I
get your
can't- I
magic
can't
juice
describe
everywhere
it.
in here?
I can't describe it, but everyone can see it. Then I hand him the flower. See if he accepts it.
I put it behind my ear.
Sweet.
That's very pretty.
Aww.
Hirstag, it's your turn.
I have to be careful here. Tomar,
Yes, Hirstag.
are you in love with
Gorbel.
someone?
Is that your question?
What's her name? What's your baby mama?
Hazel?
Are you in love with Hazel?
No, Cork, secret or swill?
Oh,
What do you do in your spare time in Moonreach?
Well, I don't have a ton of free time, but what I do like to do is I'd like to kind of whittle a little bit. I've been doing that when I have some downtime. I make some little figurines. If you guys want, I can show you them later.
Yeah, maybe.
Tomar and Gorbel share a look like.
What a fucking Cork is a dork.
All right, 5 experience for that.
3 so far.
Gorbel, secret or swill? Do you work anywhere? Are you still a bartender?
Yes, divulge that secret to us.
Dude, no. I've been kind of busy, like almost dying. all
I'm
the
sorry,
time.
I'm new to this game. I don't know how it works very well.
You're supposed to ask juicy stuff.
Oh.
Not like favorite colors,
Sure.
but like, do you love somebody?
Short answer, no. Do you want to redo on that question?
Yeah, Gorbel, have you fallen in love with anybody that you're traveling with?
Traveling with currently?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay. Cork. Secret or swill? Who are your figurines modeled after?
Oh, just like stuff I see. Like if I see any like creatures that walk by the village or anything like that. I made a few of you guys.
Oh god, that's what I was afraid of.
He looks a little embarrassed.
I said that under my breath.
Oh, so he doesn't look embarrassed. But yeah, mostly like just things I see. I've made a bunch of like trees. I've made some.
You whittled trees
out of wood. Those are the easy ones. And then I made some houses. I made your dad's sword from memory, so it's probably not accurate, but
It looks like a pencil.
He usually kept that in his room. Like, he didn't just flash it about.
yeah.
Did you sneak into the shop?
I mean, I think we all snuck into shops back in the day. Anyway, it's my turn. Tomar, secret or swill? Did you find anything cool in your dad's shop?
I did. And then I pull out the picture and I put it on the table.
And as you'll recall, this is a picture of Tomar's family, Gorbel included, and his brothers and his parents.
Oh, I remember that day.
Yeah, the painter kept yelling at both of us because we wouldn't stop moving.
Well, yeah, we were absolute shits, but
Look how happy
that's
I
kinda
was.
Sweet.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. Same height, though.
That's the cutest.
Still had facial hair, though. It's pretty cool.
You see like a little bit of wisp to his face. Like,
Yeah, Gorbels didn't come till later.
Willem, secret or swill? What's the shadiest thing you did as a sky pirate?
We stole from a church.
No.
Like anybody cares here.
Which church?
I don't even know what the name of it was. We were just passing through a town, and
They were like, here, collecting tithes, and you just took the bowl.
we kind of cased the joint a little bit. We saw that it must have been a Sunday because it was full, and we waited till nightfall and besieged the church after everybody had gone to bed. Nobody, thankfully, was hurt, but that one felt the most dirty.
What'd you do with the money?
We bought alcohol.
What was the church for, though? Because if it was like for bad stuff, like because
I think they were helping homeless children in the town.
Okay, nope, not bad stuff. That's the opposite.
Well, I mean, alcohol's fun, so.
We used some of the alcohol to rig an explosion to help us rob another
up an
place. But yeah, we drank a lot. That was definitely a swill.
Fun. It's your turn.
Gorbel, secret or swill? Do you think Pinwin is in love with you?
I don't think Pinwin is in love with me as a lover. I think Pinwin is in love with me as a friend. But I think Pinwin is in love with all of his friends as friends.
Do you read
Does that make sense?
Sure.
I feel like I'm pretty intuitive about these things, and Pinwin hardcore loves everybody at this table. Even you, Cork.
oh,
It's true.
thanks, Pinwin.
Willem rolls his eyes.
All right. Hirstag, secret or swill? If your satyr friend turns out to be on the wrong side, are you going to have an objection to taking care of that issue?
That doesn't sound as much like a secret, or sounds like you're asking him to just kill him.
No, I'm not. I just want to know what his stance is, and if he's prepared to face that.
Hadn't considered that an option. And he takes a drink.
Well, now we know where his loyalties lie.
Tomar's gonna put away the photo. Or painting, I guess.
And you guys notice that Fennec has approached the table, and when you put that little portrait out, he was staring at it very intently, and he watches as you put it away, and he kind of stares at you, Tomar.
God, eyes off, creep. Am I right?
You need something?
That's
Other than, like, Band-Aids?
that portrait. Who are the children in it?
Us.
That was you?
Yeah. You don't remember? That's what you should remember.
I feel like I do remember something about that. What,
He's like staring at your chest.
you have something else on you.
Yeah, I do.
Is he looking at your dude cleavage?
I bend forward. Squeeze my pecs together.
Doohickey?
Step off, man. What do you want?
What is it?
Why are you so nosy?
There's something that you have that I'm drawn to.
I mean, we are playing a game about questions, so.
We're
Yeah,
playing
but
a game. Secret or swill. What is it?
It's not your
It's
turn.
not your turn.
You're gonna have to wait.
Whoa,
What
Fennec.
is it?
Whose turn is
You can
it?
see that Fennec is starting to get a little riled.
Fucking dude.
I
Calm
pour
down.
a mug for Fennec and I go, you'll just have to wait your turn, buddy, and I kind of shove it his way.
He ignores it.
Well, then Willem glugs it.
It's something that belonged to my family.
Can I see it?
No, you can't see it. Because you didn't ask nicely.
And you didn't say secret or swill.
Whose turn is it?
I'd take a drink.
I don't think we're playing a game anymore, Pinwin. We might want to
But
back
I
up a
only
little
got
bit.
You
to
notice that
answer
Fennec-
one question.
You guys?
He just keeps staring at you.
I very quietly whisper, are we going to Bodega?
This
Can
is
we
weird.
play
I
Secret or
really
Swill
don't want to
after
Bodega
Well-
Fennec.
Bodega?
He helped me out with some information.
He told you what he saw while on a stroll on a Tuesday afternoon, man. That's not help. That's just
Yeah, but
unloading.
he's also looking at Tomar like he's going to cut him open.
Fennec, are we okay, bud?
He keeps staring at Tomar.
I want to see what it is. I'm drawn to whatever it is. Maybe it'll help me.
Maybe it won't help you.
Can I do a little insight-y on Fennec?
Sure.
I'll roll that.
Never
Maybe
mind.
whatever nefarious
again.
thing brought you back from the dead wants whatever I have. Either way, it doesn't belong to you.
22?
I got 22 too.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
Oh.
I got.
2,000.
No, I did get 22. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah.
No, it was 21. Oh my
Aw.
gosh.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
apologize,
insight
everybody.
anything.
We are now accepting replacements for Mika on the podcast. Preferably somebody who can math.
Maybe just a calculator would be good.
Two-syllable name, and they have to be able to say, and I'm, and I play.
In that exact inflection.
And I'm calculator.
Nope.
And I
Too
play
many
beep,
syllables.
boop, beep, boop.
See, you're failing. Your math
And
is failing
I
again. That's 3
spell
syllables.
Yeah.
4 syllables. I'm failing at math. Now I have to get replaced. See y'all.
You can tell Pinwin and Gorbel and Willem that he seems very intent on whatever Tomar has. You
Good
don't think
rolls,
that it's
guys.
you don't think it's aggressive necessarily, but very
Thirsty.
yeah. He's thirsty for info.
Okay.
Tomar, maybe just
Fennec.
tell him what it is.
Secret or swill?
No.
Are you in love with Tomar?
He just keeps staring.
I just want to know what it is.
Okay, I thought that might lighten the mood.
Fennec, I think it's about 2 pounds of he doesn't want you to know, and none your business.
Maybe just wait a little bit. we just got into town. Our first drinking game in a really long time. I've only got to answer one question.
Maybe try moving behind us.
It's just give it some time.
Break the line of sight. Maybe that'll shake him.
What are you feeling right now?
Nothing aggressive. I promise. There's something that calling to me that he's got.
Well, you don't get to really describe whether or not you're being aggressive to somebody else. So,
in what way? Like,
I don't know.
Something is speaking to you.
It's not speaking. I can tell you've got something. It's resonating with me.
I want to roll Arcana to see if I can, sense what kind of magical effect this might be.
I'm gonna do that too. Nope.
Fuck.
I'm gonna do that on the off chance I don't suck at it.
oh yeah,
That was 15.
Oh, homie.
that's a 29 for me.
Okay.
On Arcana.
15.
That's a 22, and this time I'm sure.
So 29, 22, and nada.
Nah.
Okay. And you got 16? 15. Okay. Willem and Gorbel, you can kind of. It's weird because you don't sense anything magical going on right now. But he seems very intent on that. But you're not. You are literally not sensing any magical effects whatsoever. It seems almost sensory.
Did you sense it before?
I couldn't tell. Something about the portrait seemed to awaken something in my mind.
If I were to look at the portrait again, just knowing what's in the portrait, is Tomar's mom wearing the locket?
No, she's not.
Is anyone wearing it?
No.
Well, we have a lot of weird artifacts on us, so it could be anything could be giving off a weird vibe. Maybe go.
I'm not sure we should just
Very well. And he goes
let
and he
this rest.
moves across the room and he sits, but he just keeps staring at you, Tomar.
All right, whose turn was it?
It's not less weird that he's far away doing it.
Okay, this is super fucking weird.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
We need to figure out what's going on
What
there.
was in the picture that he liked so much?
I don't know if it's the picture, but there was also a locket in the house.
A locket.
And Holy Fennec wants the locket. Why?
I don't even know if it's just the locket. It could be the Nightmare Diamond. It could be anything.
What does Holy Fennec want with it?
I don't know. I'm not keen on finding out, though.
I was really excited about Holy Fennec at first, but now I'm really creeped out.
Okay, something weird and I don't feel necessarily good happened to him.
Yeah, something is rotten in the state of Fennec.
You want to just figure it out now? You want me to take out the locket and then see how he reacts?
Well, let's maybe
I
all
mean, like a little
get in
bit.
position a little bit.
Yeah, I can stop him if you
You're not the only one that can stop him. Look at him. He's
wanna.
Well, I mean, do we want to maybe go outside just in case we almost wreck the tavern again?
I like fighting in taverns.
All right, let's do it. Everybody get in position.
what is position?
Be chill about it.
Be chill, but get into position, people. Come on.
You mean like stand up?
I mean, like, get in. Don't just stand in a clump
Okay.
where he could. Who knows what's going to happen? This is really weird.
While all of this is happening.
This is a dead, undead, alive guy who's got holes in him.
While all this is happening, Pinwin is just looking frantically at you guys, wanting to answer another question, like completely ignoring the tension.
danger.
Yeah.
Let's spread out.
Yeah.
Fennec is giving off major creepy vibes,
Yeah.
right?
I'm seeing that too. I'm not sure what's happening.
So you understand why we're feeling a little uncomfortable.
He's
a
never
little
acted
defensive.
like this before.
You never saw him fucking around the shop at all?
No, not at all. He usually just kind of stays in his house.
I think that
With-
we
yeah.
should leave and have Fennec come with us so we can investigate this a little bit more. We don't want to wreck their new shop that they just put up if something bad happens.
Gorbel, say the word.
Where do you suggest we take him?
I don't know.
Town square, maybe?
Outside.
Fine.
All right.
Whose turn was it?
No, we're gonna.
Wait, we are playing?
No, I just wanted to know.
It was Gorbel's because she because I drank.
Gorbel, ask Pinwin one more question. And then we'll
No, it was. Yeah, it was. Okay, sorry.
and then we'll all leave the bar at once and see if he follows us.
Pinwin, secret or swill? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust Fennec?
Give me an insight check, Pinwin, and then you'll have an answer.
Lots.
He seems pretty on the money. Taking him at face value.
Yeah, he seems like weird, but not aggressive, but weird.
Haha, good games! And I drink the rest of the drink and I put the drink down.
But you still didn't assign it a number.
Oh.
Are we-
5?
Alright, let's go.
You trust him more than
That's
that's not
that's
at all.
trust to you?
Out of 10?
I mean, it's where I don't care either way, kind of. I mean, I don't. He's
is
not
not-
aggressive.
5 is not like a gray area. It's
It's less trustworthy.
We're on a scale of trust here, not a...
I mean, he's not like.
All right.
I think he knows
Like,
what
I'm
we're
not gonna
talking
give him all
about
my
him.
treasure.
You guys
Go
look over at
ahead
him, and
and-
he's just still staring at you, Tilmore.
Yeah, let's probably...
I don't even
Hey.
know him. He's just some holy guy.
I wink at everybody. I have an idea, everyone. Why don't we walk down to the town square and take a look around? For old time's sake.
Well, yeah, we could check out the fountain
Here,
Just
here.
like that. Just like that.
for old time's
The
sake.
whole time she's winking in every direction.
Just a very slow wink.
You can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Friends.
So you
I
guys
can't wait.
get up,
Willem links arms with Pinwin
and you guys
and
all
then kind of swing him a little bit.
saunter out of the tavern, out into the road, and start heading towards the town square.
Come on, Shadow.
The others follow you, the Chaos Company, and Zyko, and Smoochie, and some of the other members of the tavern that were there, as well as Fennec.
What were the Chaos Company doing? Just like sitting there.
They were chatting among themselves. They seem pretty somber and solemn since Maury's passing.
Hard
fair.
cut to Hirstag's bag with just the hand sticking
Just
out of
shaking as
it.
he walks. We could put it in that deep bag that fits a bunch of stuff in it so people aren't weirded out by a rotting gnome hand.
What? I'm sorry. I'm skipping with Willem. This is great.
So you guys make it to the town square and the fountain. It has been long dry, but it has been still well maintained. It looks like somebody has been keeping it clear of debris. But yeah, there's no water in the fountain. It's been.
So, guys, this is the fountain where we used to see what. Is he here? Behind me?
Yeah, he's looking right at me.
Oh my god.
Just staring
Too many
back.
what do
people
we do?
followed us, though.
So we used to do fountain stuff here. We would sometimes drink the water, play in the water.
Smoochie peed in it one time.
And then
That was
you
a
drank it.
bad day. What is he doing? Just staring?
Yeah, you look
He's
at
still just staring.
I mean, don't look at him.
Oh, fine.
Well, I've got to look at him if I'm going to answer the question.
Well, do you want to...
What was the question?
I've just been looking at him.
Quit staring at him, Hirstag.
Well, how else would I know that he was staring at you if...
Do you just want to...
glance? Not like
Do you want to go full on
stare?
flash the Nightmare Diamond at him? What are we...
I can't
what's
flash
the
the
plan?
Nightmare Diamond.
Okay, what are we doing about this?
It's not physically here anymore.
But the locket?
I think you
You're
need
gonna-
to...
What do we got?
I think you need to whip it out.
What? Yeah, what are we gonna throw at this guy?
There's still people here. I wanted to seclude us from the town people.
No, they just keep... They're like helpless little puppies. They just keep following us.
You can tell that
Hey.
most of them keep talking to Smoochie, like excitedly catching up with him.
Hey, Quark.
Yeah.
Could I ask you a quick favor?
We don't like you anymore. Get out of here.
Just fuck off!
Go! Just go!
Bad Cork.
Could you
Throw a rock at him.
rally everybody up and maybe take him away for a few minutes?
Everyone, who's everyone?
Everyone except the Wolves of Moonreach and Fennec.
I don't think Fennec's gonna go anyway, even if you
Sure.
tried.
Yeah. Is there an issue?
We just want to talk to him privately. He's putting off some weird vibes.
He looks a little uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay.
I just don't want to air his dirty laundry in front of everyone, you know?
No, that makes sense. Okay. And then he snaps his fingers. All right, everyone. We're a little lax on the perimeter, so let's make sure nobody's snuck in here. Everybody, let's go. And you guys see everybody disperse, except for, of course, the Chaos Company and Zyko and Fennec. You're all just kind of standing there as everyone...
How far away is Fennec?
He's probably 25 feet from you.
Just standing on the other end of the fountain.
Staring at you.
I just imagine him like trying to pretend to read a newspaper.
Just peek out behind it.
All right. And then I pull the locket out.
You pull the locket out, and you can see Fennec's expression soften, and he like takes a few steps closer. Oh, is that what you found inside the shop?
It is.
There's something about that is really drawing me. I'm not trying to... I'm not planning on hurting you. If that's what you're worried about. And he kind of spreads his hands out to everyone, and you guys are all obviously looking like you're on edge.
What kind of draw or pull is it?
I cannot tell you. I don't know.
Is there anything in the locket?
All right, you stay back there. Let's all inspect this thing together.
Okay.
We doing Arcana?
Are we doing Arcana?
Or
It's your choice.
investigation. Or
You tell me what you want to
Perception.
accomplish, and I'll tell you what to roll.
I'll inspect it to see if it looks magical.
Okay. If you're...
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah. If you... Well, just for ease, if
So-
you can choose one thing that you're going to inspect first, so you're not just like continually rolling. So pick one thing that you want to
So
kind
for
of...
Arcana, I got 26.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything magical about this. Tomar, you are a little bit tense because of the situation. You're still keeping your eye on Fennec to see if he's making any quick movements. So your perception on this locket is divided. Your concentration.
Do I at least recognize it? Or did it seem completely out of place?
It seemed very out of place. It seemed like it was there being hidden. You don't recognize the locket at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna investigate the locket to see if there are any like hidden switches or compartments or something.
Okay. And what were you doing, Gorbel?
Basically that, but I rolled 8.
That's
Okay.
2 natural ones on this.
Okay. You're
This
also
locket refuses
thrown off.
to reveal its mysteries.
But 12?
Yeah, you're thrown off a little bit by the tension of the situation, but also you're thinking like it's a locket. Like that's the vibe you get. It just looks like a locket.
Sure.
I rolled 18 on perception.
Yeah, so with an 18, okay, you can tell that the locket hasn't been touched until very recently, Gorbel. You can tell the chain is very, or sorry, Gorbel, Pinwin. The chain is very old and kind of dingy, but you could tell that it was often handled at some point, though it's hard to tell when that last was. but it looks like somebody was very fond of it.
It looks like this used to be handled a lot, but then it wasn't until kind of recently. And, yeah, but it was really old.
What did you roll, Gorbel?
An 8
No, like
for investigation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you kind of get you don't see anything weird about it.
I'm going to try and open it.
Okay? It opens easily.
Is there anything inside of it?
Yes. Inside are two things. As you open it, a little slip of paper flutters out.
Can I catch it?
Give me athletics. Or dexterity. Sorry, give me just a dex save.
I drop it.
Yeah, it's like doing the back and forth. So, yeah, you like go and grab and it just kind of flutters to the ground. Inside the locket, though, is a photo that only a few of you would recognize. Inside is a human woman. Looks like a sketch. And it depicts Zara, Gorbel's mother.
What the fuck?
what's the note say?
I bend down and pick it up.
Okay. On the piece of paper are 3 digits. 3, 11, and 15.
311.
Are there safes in this world? This looks like a combination lock. Combination.
Are there any safes in your dad's shop?
Are there?
Not that you were aware of.
Maybe. I never went into Dad's room.
Was this my
This looks like
mom's?
your mom. This looks like your mom, I think.
Well, no, that's definitely my mom.
It's a
but-
pretty it was definitely done by a very talented person, but when I say sketch, sorry, I mean it's not painted. It looks like it was drawn.
What's her expression in the photo?
Smiling. And she looks very healthy, very well dressed in the photo. She's wearing like a nice like white linen shirt, and a furred cape. Her hair is done well. Looks like she was planning on posing for a photo, a portrait drawing.
This is weird.
What's Fennec doing?
What's weird about
He's looking very intently at the locket, almost confusedly.
Do you want to go with me to the shop real quick?
Yeah.
it? Well, what's
Before
weird
you
about
do-
a locket with a picture?
Yeah, can you just like hand him the locket
my
and see
dead-
what
No.
happens?
Maybe you guys hang back and watch Fennec, and then Gorbel and I can go into the shop.
Okay.
All right.
Be careful in there.
Well, you guys are just ignoring my question then?
What is your question, Hirstag?
Well, what's so weird about a locket?
This is a picture of my dead mother
This could be personal. Just
in his house with a weird
stay here.
number in it.
Some things you don't need to know.
I thought you guys were family, though.
Not by blood.
Do we look alike, motherfucker?
I mean, kind of.
We're family in the bullshit sense that Tomar thinks towns work, where it's all about the people.
And you had to live there because you had nowhere else to go.
Exactly.
Well.
Good job, by the way. That was excellent bullshitting.
It cuts to Cork like 3 streets away staring with tears silently streaming down his face. I'm just kidding.
Thanks. Yeah,
Well, all right,
I thought it
well.
would work. But let's go.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Okay, so you guys watch Fennec as these two go into the shop. And
Did you ever see Dad and your mom interacting weirdly or like friendly?
Well, yeah, they seemed close.
That's what I thought. But we were kids.
Ew, do you...
It was in his workshop.
Like, did your mom ever go in there?
No.
Do you think your dad paid?
Our mom was always gone. She was doing like holy quests or whatever. Ew. Anyway,
I mean, it was probably business for my mom, but your dad is a dirty-ass dog.
do you know who your dad is?
No.
All right, we're gonna go upstairs.
Okay, well, she's a human, and I'm a half-orc, so
Okay.
Do the math.
I don't think we have the same father.
Okay. Oh, well, let's go see.
Okay, so you guys enter the shop. Give me an investigation.
Ooh. 25.
I've had better.
Better?
I was just in here. I know my way around here.
16.
16. Okay, so yeah, you guys are, looking around. And Tomar, you guys kind of canvass the bottom level, and then you go upstairs. You didn't find anything. So you guys head upstairs, and you're looking around, and you notice, Tomar, that there's one of the baseboards in the house looks a little loose,
I punch it.
and it breaks easily, and inside is a small lockbox.
Holy shit.
How the fuck did you know right where that was?
I don't know. It just looked weird there. Well, I mean, that's where I'd put it.
It is.
It was.
It was.
Your
Hells
entire
bells.
family is exactly the same.
I'm already, turning the numbers.
And yep, sure enough, it opens up.
Holy shit. I feel like we're finding treasure or something.
What's in there?
Inside is a small little book. And on the cover, it says, in a child's handwriting, it says, "Property of Sora Irmitage. Keep out."
Sora?
Yep.
Irmitage?
Irmitage. IRMITAGE.
Who the hell's that?
I never heard of that person.
I open it. I violate the express rule on the cover.
You open it, and you can see a girl's handwriting. It's very, very feminine looking. Looks like a little girl maybe have written this.
What does it say? It's kind of small. I can't see it.
It's really shitty handwriting.
That's also why I can't see what it is.
1 week until spring. I can't believe it. Spring is my absolute favorite season.
Oh my god, mine too.
Mother promised to buy me a dress for the festival. We might even go to Rose Lake, but only if I score high marks on my exams. That's what this journal was originally for, to study with. But Dame Eva has assured me I'll pass regardless. So now it's a diary. What a silly first entry. Oh well, I suppose it's better your thoughts get out somehow instead of bubbling inside your head like a heated kettle. I'll write more later.
And you can see that there are several pages of written.
Are they all as boring as that one?
On the off the record, not all of the pages are. They're mostly like one paragraph. So it is at your leisure if you would like to read, but I think if you wanted to read it, it would be good for the podcast.
You want me to read all of them?
If you want.
Here, Gorbel. You can read this, right?
I can't read that tiny handwriting.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know how this Dame Eva was expecting to
Right, yeah.
get her through penmanship tests.
Spring day 3. I decided to start putting the date in here so that I could look back years from now and laugh at how silly I probably am. The spring festival is fantastic, even though I didn't get a chance to get a new dress because Mother had business to attend to in Ashenvale. I still had a wonderful time. Stupendous. Oh, I learned that word for my exams. It means really, really awesome. Oh, by the way, I passed my exams. And I may or may not have gotten an Ice Heart Rose from Gatson. Do you remember Gatson?
No?
I'll have plenty more to say about him later. Oh, I got to sit lead this year at the Spring Maiden Parade. They let me throw Goodman Alder's taffy from my cart. I liked watching the other children rushing to grab it from the ground. It reminded me of feeding the fish in Count Eaglefield's ponds and Dustspire. This kid's been all over the fucking place. I laughed so hard when Father waded in and the fish scattered. Except one brave fish swam up and ate food right out of Father's hand. It was a bright red fish with a big black stripe down its back. It was so unique compared to all the other boring brown and yellow ones. After that, Father told me I should try to live my life like that brave little fish, and ever since he has been calling me fish with a twinkle in his eye. His accent makes it sound a bit silly, but I adore it all the same.
I don't think it's the accent that made that sound silly.
I really hope he's doing okay out there with all that war stuff. Mother says he'll be fine because he's with King Gustav X, and Gustav is considered a battle prodigy. He's also with one of the Crown Guard, Elkhazel, Gentris, the elven warrior that Father called the first through the gate, at some battle that I can't remember the name of. But Mother still keeps a red candle lit on Ela's altar. Speaking of Mother, I can hear Logar downstairs, so she must have returned. Good night. What does this shit mean? Ooh, it jumped a bit. Spring day 38. Mother has been quite ill, it seems. Ever since her return from Ashenvale, she has not been the same. I even requested that cook make her favorite dessert, sunberry souffle, but it made no difference. She spends all day in her chambers and doesn't even leave to come to dinner, so I've been breaking bread with Logar and Karsh. Karsh is always grumpy, so at least Logar loves to chat. Especially since Mother has taken ill, he's had lots of free time to play Seeking and Ghosts in the garden. I wish Karsh would play instead of just standing like a statue. Oh well, Logar's just fine, dinner's ready. Logar promised to tell me about his time serving in the Crown Guard. I hope he guarded a handsome prince. Good night. Jesus. Sorry.
Does anything interesting happen to this kid?
It'll make sense.
Summer day 13. Oh, what a terrible day. I feel as though I might never know joy again. A letter arrived from the royal office. Father was killed. I can't stop crying. I never got to tell him how much he meant to me. Now he's gone. The letter indicated that he'd perished shielding Gustav from an ambush. The king was wounded, but will live. Father slew 8 men by himself and carried the king and Elkhazel's unconscious bodies 6 miles back to their fort before collapsing. The letter called Father a war hero. It didn't make me feel better at all. Mother was a ghost of herself. She read the letter and simply dropped it into the floor and went to her chambers. No matter how much I called to her, she would not unlock the door. I had to read the words myself. Cook asked me if I still wanted my special birthday dinner. She thought it might make me feel a little less glum, but I told her it would be okay, perhaps next year. I haven't left my room in hours. I don't know if I'll ever feel up to it again.
Oh my god, it was her birthday?
Why is this in my dad's room? Autumn day 10. I'm sorry I haven't written in you in a while. Things have been mad around here. A dedication for Father's memory was today, but Mother did not leave her room. Instead, Karsh took me and I stood at the front of the large crowd while they talked about how brave and virtuous Father was. It didn't help. I cried, but not loud, because I wanted to be a brave fish in front of the monument. Afterwards, several men calling themselves trustees swarmed about me and I was frightened. One of them claimed my father owed him debts and grabbed hold of my wrist. Then Karsh was there. He grabbed the man by the throat and hurled him into the other men. Then he punched a second man in the face when he too tried to jump at me immediately afterward. Then Karsh stood in front of me and told the men that if they did not leave, he would draw a sword. The men ran. I was so scared. Karsh took me home and had quiet words with Logar. Then Logar took me into the garden and we played Cattle Master for over an hour. I asked him if he'd ever seen Karsh draw a sword. He just laughed and said, if I had, I wouldn't be here losing my tower to you. Mother still remains confined to her rooms. I asked Dame Alara if she is doing better. She smiled, but it looked forced, and said that she believes she'll make a full recovery. I hope she's right. Autumn day 45. Mother has died.
Oh, shit.
Autumn day 50. The past few days have been a blur. So many of the servants and house staff have left. I begged them to stay, but Logar explained that they are no longer going to be paid and they need to find other work. He said they weren't leaving because they wanted to leave, but they had to. I asked if he was leaving. He was silent for a moment, his eyes shimmering. When he spoke again, his voice was broken and it made me cry. I must. Your mother is gone and there's little money that can be taken from the trust while the war rages. I ran to my room. I hate Logar so much. I hate him and stupid silent Karsh and Cook and Dame Alara, and most of all, I hate Mother and Father for leaving me. Logar is the only true friend I've ever had, and if he's leaving me, I will die of loneliness. Day 60, I died of loneliness. Autumn day 55. I stayed in my room again today. The house is so quiet without servants. All who remain are Cook, one of the maids, and Karsh. Logar left yesterday. I did not say goodbye, but I watched from the window of my room. I'm still mad at him for abandoning me. abandoning me. If I find him playing ghosts in the garden with some other noble's son or daughter, I will pelt him with stones. Dame Eva keeps coming to the house every day trying to give me my lessons, but I've refused her. Doesn't she know my life is awful right now? I wish she'd just die and leave me be. I'm going to bed. Frost Day 21. I'm so terrified. Yesterday, men broke into the house and set fire to it. They killed the maid, Cora. I saw her body on the floor, her red blood slowly creeping across a white marble. I'll never forget that image. Karsh grabbed me and we fled. I screamed and begged him to go back and kill them, but he stayed silent as we fled down the alleyways. Now we are at an inn. It's dirty and smells like the guards at the portcullis. Karsh told me I must pretend to be someone else for now. He won't tell me why. I hate him more than I've ever hated anyone, even more than the king. Frost Day 33. We are now on a boat south. Karsh called it a ship and corrected me, so I'm going to continue calling it a boat. I didn't have any quills to write with until today. A boy on the boat gave me one. He's an older boy and only agreed to give me the quill if I'd walk with him on the deck some night this week. He's quite plain looking and lowborn, but very funny. Perhaps I will walk with him. The boat is certainly big enough to go on quite a long walk. I'll just see if I can evade Karsh. Frost Day 34. The boy was found beaten half to death in the cargo hold. He cannot talk at the moment, but the captain said he'd drop him off when we reached Red Harbor. Also, apparently he's not a boy at all. He's a man. I heard some of the crew talking about it. He'd been discovered hiding his real identity, and they were planning to throw him overboard. All the men on the ship avert their eyes now when I pass. Perhaps they think I'm a fool for being tricked into the man's prank. Frost Day 43. We've reached the Ikbara Sea and Red Harbor. Now we are traveling northwest. Karsh said it will still be at least a week on the Dragontail River before we reach Stilltide. We spent the afternoon in Red Harbor while the captain and his crew unloaded cargo and passengers. I've never been so far south before. Red Harbor is now not beautiful like the cities in the north, but is very structured with firm lines dividing the streets and buildings. It looks like it was built on a castle masterboard. The most impressive thing was the massive statue of King Leowolf Arngrim V on the island past the harbor. I also saw many soldiers in the streets, and Karsh told me about how his father was born there. It is hard to imagine Karsh having a father or being young ever, but I suppose it had to have happened at some point. I hope to come back here someday when I'm older and really explore such a bustling town. Jesus Christ, this kid is super detailed. Winter Day 1. We've arrived in a village called Moonreach. I suppose this is where we've been heading. Karsh wouldn't tell me. I can't believe my father's trust had enough money for this. Karsh told me on the boat that we'd not be able to go back to this house and likely wouldn't be able to go back to Deepminster for a long time. I'd asked him if those men were after me. He said no. They likely didn't know or care who lived there, but the house no longer belonged to my family. Karsh said we would need to choose new names for the time being, and that I'd tell people how he was my uncle. We'd also pretend to be from Rose Lake. That is fine by me. I love Rose Lake, and I know enough about it to convince anyone I was from there. I wish I'd gotten to spend my 12th birthday there, but Ela had different plans. I didn't have to think long before coming up with a name. I'm going to call myself Zara. It's the Mirenlug word for fish.
What the fuck?
Karsh just shrugged when I told him. He says I have to call him Fennec now.
Dude!
What a silly and boring name. We are going to look at our new home. This village is small, but it's beautiful.
What?
Karsh, Fennec said, there's quite a variety of races here working together, so I'd have to be vigilant to not stomp on anyone's toes. Logar always told me I was funny, and perhaps I can rely on that to help me win friends. I'll update later once I get better acclaim to this strange little place.
That is my mom's fucking diary.
So she was royalty?
Or at least the daughter of a nobleman? But she said her dad had an accent. And she knows the Mirenlug word.
How long had your mom been living here?
I don't know. She said she moved here as a little girl. As far as I knew, from Rose Lake.
Is there like an alliance between Mirrenlug and Valtel?
No. Do we know the... Can we determine what kind of name Irmitage is?
Irmitage doesn't sound very Valdelinian, but it's hard to say.
Are you like royalty? Are you like a secret bastard princess?
That would be cool, but once again, the orc part, I don't think so.
We will cut to the outside. You guys have been watching Fennec very patiently. Thank you.
Fennec, who is one of the crown guard, actually.
It seems that way. You guys are watching him, and he's just kind of watching the shop, not saying anything. But suddenly you guys hear a rumble off in the distance, and you watch as the massive barrier over the town suddenly drops. And then you hear the shouting of many, many voices going to war inside the village of Moonreach. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Just immediately going to war. Well, you said we would know what that means, but I don't know what that means at all. Do you know more about your past that you don't remember?
Not about my mom's past. That's pretty fucked up. I think we're gonna have to talk to Fennec.
But yeah.
Or Karsh.
So yeah, that was the session. I know it was very, very plot oriented, but
Oh my gosh.
5 experience, sure.
I was doing it for fun.
This is just an act. So originally, if you'll recall, after our very first session, this is Frost Day 21. I was in our hotel room after our very first session. Do you remember me doing that? Writing this. Then.
What?
So, just a little tidbit of info. So, I told you I had a lot of stuff planned.
Some secret Gorbel plot development or
How
something.
fucking crazy are you constantly going with like, oh my god, I have to tell somebody this shit. I can't wait for them to
like,
fucking
the
get
reveal
to this
is
part.
on the podcast
How
now.
frustrating, like, us never getting close to any of your big reveal things are.
If you don't, then that is just stuff that
And
happens.
I beg him
and there
all
are
the time to tell me things.
Or
and
how
he
frustrated
doesn't.
do you get like when somebody just finds the secret room and beheads the bad guy?
You know what? If that's how it plays out, that surprises me. So that's what I get enjoyment from. So.
The more I thought about that, the more I was just like, that was ridiculous. I feel like if somebody were to hear that, it sounds like we talked about it beforehand, and I was just like cheating. Like, yep, I'm just gonna go invisible. I'm gonna go find the magic fucking door, and I'm gonna go.
I played this level
back as
before. Yep, yep,
fuck
yep,
that
yep.
shit. I know exactly what to do here.
But yeah, so let's award some experience points, guys. Very plot heavy episode.
Oh man, fucking! I think everybody gets fucking gold star.
Yeah, you guys are each gonna take 2,100 experience points. That's the general, just like session experience points.
You're a generous Seth, and
What was that?
For going in the room or going in the shop and getting some plot devices, you too can have 100 experience points. But more importantly, you guys who waited outside very patiently, you can have 150 experience points
Why?
for waiting patiently
because
and not interrupting. That was good. It would have been really easy to just like do your own thing, but you guys were paying attention.
Do I get bonus points for having to read all that shit, even though I bit my tongue earlier today and it hurt a lot?
Yes, you can
you
have
sound like a bitch right now.
you can have an extra 200 experience
I'll
points.
bite
for
your
reading
tongue
that.
like that, and then you can see how much it
Whoa!
hurts.
Don't threaten him with a good time.
How much was it?
Yeah, now you
200.
just sound like a Randy bitch.
Hey, you're a brandy bitch, but you bite my tongue.
I'm
I
so
like
upset
it.
right now.
Seth is off the podcast.
I'm so upset
Sorry.
right now.
I think
Burn it. I'm gonna burn my house down.
Gorbel should get a little XP for role playing her not being able to read. That long ass.
Oh my god, that
50
feels-
experience for the still
I don't know why
The
you guys
mystery
think that
behind-
I cannot read.
the mystery continues.
It's okay.
50
The
hand-
episode's over.
The
It's
handwriting
okay.
was shitty, and it was really small.
and it was dark in there.
Now, how much?
And I haven't read anything in a month. My eyes are dry.
How much did you say?
What?
50.
How much did you say?
50. Yep.
How about Hirstag for following leads on his missing peeps?
Yes, you can have 100 for that.
I do want to pursue that further.
I think
Me
Pinwin
too.
Pinwin should get some for brewing some
Yes.
brewskis.
100 for that.
Okay.
Being muy persuasive.
Yeah, all of us
Yeah.
persuading
Yeah.
Cork to be less of a pussy.
Everyone take 100 for that. Anything else?
No, seems good.
All right, now it's time to move on to tonight's MVPC. So, wow, let's try that again. Let's edit that part out, and you guys have a little bit more excitement. You want to do a little bit
I was
more exciting?
deep in thought.
We
trying to
don't
decide-
normally go when you say that.
Don't you?
just move
Yeah,
on.
we
Yeah, I just heard it in my head then.
I feel like
All right,
we do
fine.
a little
21
bit.
Now
guns
tonight
going
for
over in
tonight's
your head.
MVPC, please.
Whoa!
I regret it. So, what we do is the most valuable player character. What you're going to do is you're going to vote for who you think was the coolest or did the coolest shit or just had the best role playing, whatever reason you believe they should win for tonight. And you vote for them, we'll give them 500 experience points. Tomar is 1, Hirstag is 2, Pinwin is 3, Gorbel is 4, and Willem is 5. I'll give you 5 seconds to decide who you want to vote on, and then I will count to 3. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, fingers up. All right, we've got 2 votes for Gorbel, 1 vote for Willem, 1 vote for Tomar, and 1 vote for Hirstag.
Man, all over the place.
Yeah, Tomar, why'd you vote for Hirstag?
I don't know. I haven't voted for him in a while. No,
You're nodding.
I liked him trying to search for his people, and I had forgotten that had been a thing and that they were there, and that it may actually lead to some more backstory from Hirstag. So I liked that.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good, following up on those leads. Gorbel, why'd you vote for Tomar?
I voted for Tomar pretty much for the same reason I almost always vote for Tomar, is because he took a lot of initiative. He kind of kicked off some of the conversations, and got the ball rolling.
Nice, yeah. Pinwin, why'd you vote for Willem?
Well, like, as myself, I really wanted to vote, like, especially, like, Tomar and Gorbel, because that role-playing was super fun, but Pinwin was, like, really psyched when we were arm in arm and skipping, so...
Anything for friendship?
In love with all his friends.
Who's calling you, buddy? That's your phone.
Oh, whoops.
That's all right. You just didn't seem to notice. Hirstag, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
Well, it wasn't her doing, but I really liked the whole revelation thing with the diary, and then I really, really liked her role playing, possibly not being able to read. I just love that.
It gets him every
Yeah,
time.
it's perfect.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just
The mystery continues.
tickles me.
Willem, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
Because she wasn't putting up with Cork's bullshit, and that inspired me to also not put up with Cork's bullshit. Just kind of taking initiative in the tavern, kind of scooting everybody along for the most part, keeping Secret and Swill going, and then the piece de resistance was when she fucking couldn't fucking read. When she was like,
Allegedly.
allegedly. I don't.
You guys are making a lot of assumptions.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. All right. So that's good. I think that means that tonight's MVPC is Gorbel, the adorable Icetower. Take 500 experience and stop whatever that was.
Nah, you do you.
But yeah, that's it for tonight's session, guys. Thanks for listening, you listeners, you. We love and appreciate you. Adrian Von Ziegler with the background music, Chad Piper with our intro song. Please donate to our Patreon. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We're killing it in the meme game right now, guys. You better check it out. You better get on board before we, get our threshold, because I think that's how it works, right? You can only accept so many people as friends on Instagram or followers. I don't know how it works, but I just know that we're good at it. So anyway, yeah, keep liking our stuff, please. Please keep reviewing us. And oh yeah. If you're going to be at Gen Con here, August 1st through the 4th in Indianapolis, we will be there. Come say hi. Come give us gifts.
We also have something really special and cool planned out for when we go.
That is true. We've got an extra special surprise, but you guys are just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully that builds enough suspense and tension. But yeah, we've got a
now
nice...
I want to tell them.
Don't do it.
You made it a thing. Now I'm going to say it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Shut your mouth.
Don't.
Shut your mouth.
Michaela's a man.
Shut your mouth. It's Gen Con.
Man, Kayla. There, now we've revealed a secret, so you can keep that one.
Listen more, like us more, review us more, and come check us out at Gen Con. But otherwise, keep your ear holes primed and open for this extra special stuff that we're planning on releasing here in the very short future.
Someday you're going to know how to end these.
Yeah, I know. I'm just throwing more things in there. Whatever. More voice time for me.
Chad Piper doing the intro. You just go back to it again.
But yeah, that's it for me, guys. This is Seth, your host and DM, and thank you for listening to the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you do not have to. Good morrow.
Fabby
You know what was in my head?
The devil. Hi, Satan.
You're all I ever wanted. Yeah. You're all I ever needed. Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in the last episode?
No, I forgot I was doing that.
It's making my teeth.
Sugar, snap.
If gum makes your teeth hurt, go to a dentist.
You need that Sensodyne toothpaste.
Yeah.
Sensodyne should make gum.
Ooh. Get on that.
Do you guys think there's anybody out there named Banaka?
Probably.
Yes. Oh,
there's
for sure.
Anyone
I feel like there's
named
10
anything.
Italian people
Is
named
that the
Banaka.
name of your next
Oh, yeah.
character?
No, but I was thinking about it at work today. I was thinking about Banaka mouth spray, and then I was thinking about if anybody named their child Banaka.
For sure.
Or Binocula?
Dig through the ditches and spray all these bitches and slam in the back of my binocular.
I was thinking like binocular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
You think someone
I know
named
what you were
their
doing.
You think
Less
someone
Rob
named their
Zombie.
kid Tarantula?
That's a dope
Or
name.
Spider Face.
Hey, Tarantula, get over here.
Yes, mommy.
Mama.
Pick up your fucking room. And then they
Sorry,
swat
Mama.
you with a fly swat.
I swear there are 4 pairs of shoes laying around all the time.
It's like, get for outsourcing my adoption.
And they're all Stacey Adams shoes. They're way expensive.
Because somebody needed them for Christmas.
But we go to Shoe Carnival. They're half off.
So how about that previously on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
No, let's draw this out in another 18 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
This is what the people really come for, Billy.
Yeah. It's true.
So this is my crib. It's where the magic happens.
This is my road rules.
Yeah, you're in the foyer.
Can we do
This is where the
crib
magic happens.
edition of all our houses?
This is the kitchen. This is
My
where the magic
favorite.
happens.
This is the basement. This is where the magic happens.
Magic's happening all over the place because I'm a druid.
Oh, look out.
No sex, though.
There's a lot of magic right there.
This is my hut. This is my treasure chest in my hut.
That's it.
I made it a day ago.
Now get the frick out.
Sorry, Elijah. Before we start, whose wires are these?
Your mother's.
Did we need them?
Here, let me see that.
Yeah, it's just that's for the best.
What if it went?
I will grant you one way. It's me, your father. What had just happened?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's art crawl.
Is
Shut
it
your
gonna
mouth.
happen again?
Shut your mouth.
It was
It's art
weird.
crawl.
Are you guys fighting?
Yes.
Was
Should
that
we
a
solve this on
spasm?
the show?
We're loving.
Did you try to hit me?
And it was
hit.
really bad.
Or hit
Tried to love
on
you.
All right.
I fucking love you.
You guys don't like to be spontaneous?
I
That's
do.
the thing I like the least in life. I like a good plan.
Spontaneity.
He's always been like that though, and he's always been pissing me off about it.
The whole friendship.
Our whole friendship. I'm like, God damn it, why?
It's just
I like it.
life's
It's an
fun that way.
adventure.
Thank you. Thank you for liking me. For
One of
being-
these days.
Unlike Tomas.
One of these days,
That's why we
you
can
guys
never
are going to be
date.
like, why didn't we plan for this? And then,
Oh no, we've had plenty of moments like that. But then you know what?
what?
You know what we say?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah, adventure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fuck the lemons and bail.
Yeah. All
I
right.
think I'm both spontaneous and not spontaneous.
See, I don't even consider myself very
Nontaneous.
spontaneous.
Non-status. No, I couldn't say it. Non-taneous? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Nice.
John Stamos?
John Stamius.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Anus.
the too far part. Move it along.
Stop talking trash about Stamos.
So you need to.
I feel like Lindsey's gonna want to be the star. I feel like she's going to want the band to really be taken seriously and not just be followed by teenage girls.
She's going to have
She wants
LSD.
to go solo.
She's going to have lead
She's
singer
going to be
disorder.
the JT.
What are you guys talking about?
If
Our
we're
new
a pop
campaign.
group,
We're
Wouldn't
making
Seth
up
kind
a...
of be the JT though?
he's not invited.
He's gonna DM this.
He's the
Oh, the
manager.
manager,
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the Aiden Gillen /
Jimmy
Rob
Fallon.
Madsen
So it's not a
Is that
dungeon
his
master; it's a dungeon manager.
manager. Yes.
This is-
I
Oh,
manage this
fuck.
dungeon.
Oh fuck! Are we creating a new role playing game where we're just a pop
It writes
band?
itself, really.
Yeah.
It
Just a
does.
bunch of bards.
I would.
I'd
I
love
also
that.
think that would be
It'd
such
so
a fun campaign to play, where everyone is a bard.
I would be willing to do that as a one shot.
fun.
I don't think I could do a whole campaign of it.
You don't know what you could do.
I don't know what I could do, but I know what I want to do.
I don't know what I'm capable of, but I know what I want to do.
That's one of the taboo, like, DMs won't allow everyone to be bards
Yeah.
scenario
Yeah.
just because it can be so chaotic.
But I would, like I said, I'd definitely do a one shot.
Chaos is
And if
fun.
it turned into,
There's a whole company based on chaos.
I heard about them.
From who?
I don't know. I hear things.
Have you been listening in?
No.
Wait, where are your handcuffs again?
Fall over. I try to run away, but my headphones are still on.
You do the runaway and then kick up fall thing.
And then you guys slowly pull me back. Click, click.
All right, let's get settled back in here. Now that Seth is shackled again.
Oh, yeah. It's cool. It's fun. I'm definitely handcuffed.
How was your bathroom break?
Any blood this time?
No, I'm not Michaela.
That was between me and my medical professional.
And God.
Seth is not a licensed medical professional. How many times do we have to tell you this?
No, we play doctor all the time.
He's also not your financial advisor.
But it's like chiropractic. So I just.
You're just putting
And then I charge
a
her way too
stethoscope
much.
on your balls and go, hear it. Hear it.
You can hear my heartbeat.
now it's time for acupuncture. You're just putting T-pins.
Just thumbtacks.
Time to swab you for strep.
And
Then you literally
tetanus.
swab her for strep. And
It's the one training I have.
I'm
All right.
certified to teach you baseball.
But only at a first grade level. Beyond that, I just have to stay one lesson ahead of you guys.